On this episode of The Ringside of Life, we look at the life of Orlando Pirates assistant coach Rhulani Mokoena. Formerly with Mamelodi Sundowns, Mokwena's involvement raised a lot of questions from the footballing fraternity, one of them being he never played professional football, so how did he get involved with the beautiful game?
I think I was born and bred in Soweto, the hub of talk of Swallows from the days. You talk of Pirates, you talk of Kaizer Chiefs, to name but a few. But allowed me to become a football person, and grew up playing football, grew up being part of football, and played a bit of football, but not professionally, and then started coaching at the age of 14.
Starting to be a coach at the age of 14 sounds like something from the movies, but no, this is Rhulani's real story, and just like any other kid growing up in the township, wanting to make a career out of the game, parents will always have objections.
Of course, because when I said to my father, I'm going to become a coach,
he was against it.
I said to my mother, I want to study sports science because I want to become a coach. My mother said, no, you can't study that. I want you to become a lawyer. And the school teachers were actually putting pressure on you. The most difficult is actually defying your mother. If you can deal with that sort of pressure, then you can deal with any pressure.
Now, as well as an educated coach himself, how important does Rhulani think education is for fellow coaches and players? Being a coach in the social media age seems to be a struggle for many coaches. How does he deal with it?
Well, it's difficult. You've just got to manage that space. It's a difficult space because and the social media space is a difficult space to manage, But you've just got to be aware of the fact that whenever you post or tweet something, the reality is it's out there to be used and maybe misinterpreted. But I think when you have a stronger relationship with your players and you are able to go beyond, because society is about technology. Society today is about technology. So if it's outside of our society and it's outside of the space of football or the sport, then it becomes very difficult, because how then do you communicate? Because then it means then we shouldn't call them, we shouldn't text them, we shouldn't WhatsApp. And how do you then establish relations? It becomes very difficult without the modern day means of communication. So they're entitled, different people have different opinions on different things, but I always think, you see Pep taking players out for dinner, because some players, they need that, and some players need you to interact with them face to face at the workplace. Some need lunch, some need dinner, some need the family, some need different ways of stimulation, and that's it. And that's what we have to find. How do we stimulate the human being to try and help him reach his full potential? And that's the most important thing.
The best coaches in the world like Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola mastered the art of making players want to play for them, a trend that Coach Rhulani wants to follow.
The game has moved. There's a lot of trends and a lot of work that goes on behind, and it's important that your research is proper, your preparation and your theoretical understanding of the game is at the level where you can compete at the highest level, because without that you are nothing. It's one thing to know about psychology and that, but if you don't know enough about the science behind, then it's another thing to put cones on the pitch and replicate different exercises. But the theoretical part as to why certain things are done and the timing and the importance, I think that becomes of more value now in modern football, because if you only focus on the one side, you lose focus on the other side. So it's very important to get the balance. No, it's important. It is important, because you must still be respected at the end of the day. It's important. But at the same time, it depends what you mean professional, because also a professional can mean I don't know about you. All I'm interested in is your performance. But I still believe that it's important that you know about the human being, so that the professional side is stimulated. But if you don't have that, then this is what players don't give their best when they think you don't care. 70% is human interaction, but it's also relative. It is in relation to your environment. I mean, it might be 20%, or it might be 40, 60. You know what I mean? But the biggest message he was sending across was the coaches of today must become coaches that understand that they are dealing with human beings more than they are dealing with athletes, and that's the most important thing. Is when you can find that social interaction, when you're aware to you are able to build relationships with your players, and you are able to make sure that there's trust through the principles that you demonstrate. That's when you are able to try to succeed and have a competitive advantage, and that's the most important thing. Society dictates the way society is how our sporting codes are. Football or cricket or rugby is just a microscopic reflection of what society is, because all of us belong to society. We're just part of a game for the duration of the match or the duration, and thereafter we are reintegrated into society. So the principles and the values that we carry in football are the principles and the values that we will carry in society.
Rhulani is well known for wanting footballers to be better people before anything else.
I think in this country, and when we speak of respecting the game of the past, and you look at the coaches that were successful in the past and how they were successful, Jomo Sono with Bafana, Clive Barker, how they were successful was the players loved playing for them. So man management is key. How you manage the human being, the man, and how you develop the human being is what will help you to have a competitive advantage, and I think that's a big priority in modern day coaching.
How then does he work on balancing that and making them better people as well as better players?
Yeah, you've got to balance them, because as much as the human being is important, but also making the footballer or the athlete a better athlete is also just as important. They are there because you share the same dreams. You want to achieve great things together, and great things are achieved through your talent, and that's what they are there for. They want to be better athletes, but while you make them better athletes, you've got to make them better human beings, because that's what creates better athletes. So that's, for me, is the most important thing, and should always try to be the balance when you look at the focus when you deal with athletes.